everybody. Welcome to Zoo School today. My name is Rebecca, and today we have a very special guest who I'm just so excited for you guys to meet. But before we get started, I wanted to share some great artwork that we got because you know how much we love receiving your artwork. So first, we have a great picture of one of our chinchillas from Kenny from Virginia. And I really like your chinchilla, Kenny. You did a nice job getting its nice long tail. And I really like that little pink nose that you gave it. So cute. All right. And then Kenny actually was kind enough to send us 2 drawings. So I also have a really great snowy owl for you guys to check out. I really like your snowy owl too. You did a good job getting her really nice long talons on there. Very nice job, Kenny. So if you guys would like to keep sending us your artwork, we really love featuring it, and it really makes our day to see your guys' renditions of all of our animals when you send them to us. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the camera on over to the lovely Kate, and she's going to introduce you to our guest.
Hi everyone, so I'm Kate. I'm one of the zookeepers here at Elmwood, and I wanted to introduce you to one of my favorite animals, which is Lois, our South American Coati. Say hi, Lois. Hi. So Lois is actually a little bit older now, and we had to wake her up from her nap and ask her if she wouldn't mind spending this special day with us, because today is Lois's birthday. She is 14 years old today. And that's actually pretty old for a Coati. They typically live up to 14, but it's usually between 7 and 12. So, because it's her special day, we wanted to give her some special treats. So Lois is an omnivore, which means she eats all sorts of things, including insects, small animals. She really likes eggs. So this is a scrambled egg omelet in the shape of a duck that she is just going to tear apart right now. But she also really likes fruit, and sometimes if she can, she'll catch small mice. So you can hear her nomming away right now. See how she's using her claws to help pull it apart too? So what's really cool about Lois is she has one of the most boopable schnoots, or noses, that we have at our facility. She actually won an award in 2018 for the most boopable snoot. But what's actually really interesting about their noses is they can rotate them and move them 60 degrees in almost any direction. So you can see how she's just sniffing around, looking for things, and just being able to use that good sense of smell to find her food. So when she's finished with that omelet in a little bit, we're gonna scatter some mealworms in a log and see if she can sniff them out. And if we're lucky, she might even demonstrate how she tears at the log with her little claws as she would in the wild, because in the wild they're gonna spend a lot of time on the ground or in trees ripping apart decaying logs and branches, looking for their favorite foods, which are insects. So she's really enjoying that duck omelet right now. So I'm really glad she decided to wake up and spend time with us. You may have seen her on exhibit before in the Wildlife Lodge, but if you haven't, like I said, it's because she likes her nap time, and she likes to spend a lot of time sleeping. And in her old age, she's allowed to do whatever she wants. So let's see, do you want to pass me some mealworms? Perfect. All right, so I've got this log here, and let's see if we put some mealworms in here. What do you think, Lois? What do you think? Oh, there's some egg left, so we got to make sure we get all of it. Okay, check it out. All right. So you can see her using those really long nails to kind of rip apart at that log, and you can hopefully see from that angle her just using her nose to help locate those insects and find out where they are. And if she looks kind of familiar to you, you might not be able to see all the way, but she is a member of the raccoon family. So if you look at her tail, she has the bands on her tail like our raccoons in North America, but she's native to South America. So she's native to Brazil and Ecuador and those areas. But she does look very similar, except her nose is a little pointier. She's really sweet about it. Let's see if we can put some more in there. What do you think? There you go. Oh, good job. So Lois is a little bit smaller than your average raccoon in that she's about 10 pounds, and they can definitely get a lot larger than that. See her using her little nose. So coatis, especially South American coatis, will live in groups of up to 30 individuals, usually only females. The males tend to do their own thing and spend time on their own. And then when a female is ready to have her baby, she'll go off and find a tree hollow or a nest and then give birth in there, and she can have up to 7 babies. Usually they have 2 to 4, but they can have up to 7. And she's pregnant for about 2.5 months, and then after she gives birth, she spends all of her time with those babies, taking care of them. I can give you more egg if you'd like. Well, give me the other one too. So a quick back note, we try and sneak her vegetables in her omelets too. So that's a good way to get your kids to eat their vegetables. If you mix it with some other good food, they might take it a little bit better. So she's really digging her breakfast right now. But anyway, back to baby coatis. They will stay with their mom, and then they will join their mom's family group until they mature, and then they'll go off and start their own groups. But like I said, those groups can be up to 30 coatis. So imagine seeing 30 of these cute little guys in the wild. I would be thrilled. And they use communication sounds like clicking or squeaking. She's so happy right now, but if she were hungrier and really wanted her breakfast, you might hear her squeak a lot. When we actually first received her at our facility, our office was next door to her old exhibit, and one of our keepers thought there was a mouse stuck inside because she was squeaking so much. So we're talking about some of her cool characteristics, including her long nails to help rip things apart. And like I said, we talked about her nose. She's got a great sense of smell. But coatis will actually communicate with each other with their scents. So if she wants to, we'll see if she's interested. She might be too hungry, but I put one of her favorite perfumes on this little giraffe doll. And if she really likes it, I think she's probably a little too hungry right now. But if she really likes the scent, what she'll do is she'll actually massage it and then wipe it on her body. And they will do that socially to get their scents all on each other, to know who's part of what family. So we call it a stuffed animal massage. When we put scents on there, you'll see her come over and work it out and then put it on her body. It's called self-anointing. It's really, really cute. Another really interesting thing about coatis, I did say earlier they spend a lot of their time in trees. They actually have double jointed ankles, which means they can go down a tree head first without falling, which I think is really, really cool. I would not be able to do that. But because they spend so much time in trees, their biggest issue right now is deforestation. So I know we were talking about animals on the brink this week, and luckily for us, coatimundis, South American coatis, are our least concerned species, so they're not in any immediate danger. However, their population numbers are decreasing, which means the more trees we lose in South America, the less places we have for these guys to survive, because they really rely on the forest and the leaf litter to find their food. She's really digging her breakfast right now. But you can also see she's trying to weed out some of the vegetables. So let's see. Are you good with that? Would you like a scented giraffe? What do you think? She's like, I'm not quite sure. What do you think? She's like, oh, you're gonna take my food away. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Here you go. Would you like a regular egg? Oh, you just showing off. We can try, yeah, let's try the big one. Thank you. What about this big frog friend? Like I said earlier, we did interrupt her nap time, so she might be a little less inclined to hang out with us. So once again, if you're just joining us, this is Lois, our coatimundi. She's a South American coati. Way back in the day here at the zoo, we actually had a white-nosed coati, which looks a little bit different, and they're a little bit bigger. And these guys are known as South American coatis or brown coatis, or brown-nosed coatis. You pass me the mealworms and that guy. So I also made up one of her other favorite treats. We'll see if she's interested. But we use this enrichment, and it kind of resembles a honeycomb feeder. So I put some honey in there, and I'm going to put some mealworms in there. In the wild, they would tear open, a wasp nest or a bee's nest and try and get the honey themselves. So we're trying to replicate that. So we'll see if she wants to do that today. Lois, what do you think? Are you tired? There's some good stuff in there. She might be ready just to go back to sleep. This is a big day for her. It's her birthday, and this is her first time going live on TV and the computer. So Lois does have decent eyesight. That was one of the questions that we got, but she relies primarily on her sense of smell. She knew I had these mealworms and this egg probably the minute I stopped cooking them in the microwave. She has a really, really good sense of smell. Oh, and she's being extra cute right now and doing a little burrowing. Like I said, they make their nests in tree cavities, and they would use leaf litter and make a cute little burrow. So she's gonna she's gonna do that. There you go. Sometimes we like to put a tent on top, and she'll pull it in with her. We'll see if she wants to do that. It looks like she might. She likes all of the blankets because she's an old lady. Oh, here we go. It's really cute. So she likes to make her nest just perfect in the way that she likes it. Extra comfy, extra cozy, extra wonderful. Okay, so now we'll answer some questions for you guys. If you have any questions regarding Lois, I'd love to help you find some answers for them. Or we could just watch her be cute all day. I mean, a lot of us can do that. She does like extra cozy blankets. Okay, so Andrew would like to know why I'm wearing mask and gloves. And is it for protection for Lois? So yes, Andrew, it's just to protect Lois from anything that we may have. Also, Lois is a very social animal, and like I said earlier, she would self-groom and self-anoint. Because it's just her, we like to give her a little extra love. So every once in a while, we'll give her some scratches. But we don't know what she's doing all day. Sometimes she could be rolling around in dirt or, maybe get a little poop on her. So I would rather wear gloves to prevent that from happening and getting it on me. So we're just wearing masks and gloves to keep her safe from anything that we might have. Phoebe would like to know if she's from an island. Actually, Phoebe, she is from South America, from the jungles of South America. So you won't find her on any island, but you will find her in the tropical rainforest of Brazil or Ecuador and those areas. Okay, Jackson would like to know if coatis are related to anteaters, and that is a very good question. Sometimes when we get guests here at the zoo, because of her wonderful nose, let's see if we can get a good shot on that. There it is. Because she's got a great pointy nose, you would think that she is related to anteaters, but her closest cousins are actually the raccoons. So she's in the raccoon family, not related to anteaters, although she would probably make a really good one. Chris would like to know if she climbs trees. Yes, Chris, she loves to climb trees. When she was younger, you would find her at the top of any exhibit that we had, on the highest perching, on the highest branch. Now she kind of just likes to hang out and go to sleep and take a lot of naps, which I do too, so I don't blame her. Nico would like to know if she eats any vegetables. Yes, she does eat vegetables. We did have some in her omelet right here. Sometimes we have to sneak them in because they're not her favorite. Her favorite things to eat are meat, bugs, and fruit. So just for her general health and well-being, we'll sneak them in to make sure she gets a balanced diet, but they're not her favorite. Okay, Luke and Gray would like to know how good her hearing is. She actually does have pretty good hearing. She can hear us come when we wake her up in the morning, but in her older age, I think she's losing it a little bit. So sometimes we talk to her very gently so we don't startle her when she first gets up for a nap. Would you like to try this? What about that? There's some worms in there. No. Are they all stuck? She's like, I don't know. Okay, well then yes, you can have your omelet because you know what? I would like to reiterate that today is Lois's 14th birthday. So Lois can have whatever she wants on her birthday. Alex would like to know if she can make noises. Yes, Alex, she actually makes really, really cute squeaking noises, squeaking sounds. And sometimes she can make clicks and chuffs. But usually it's just a really, really light squeak. Some people think she even sounds like a mouse. Oh, she's really loving her scrambled egg this morning. Gabe would like to say, happy birthday, and is she a good swimmer? That is a great question. I have never seen Lois in water, but she does like to take baths sometimes in shallow water. I imagine that in the wild they probably could swim across a stream if they needed to, but I don't think they like water a whole lot. But when we do give her baths here at the zoo, she loves scented shampoo because she loves scents and different perfumes and smells. So she really does enjoy her bubble baths. Christopher would like to know if they live underground. Actually, Christopher, they don't live underground. They like to spend a lot of their time in trees or on the ground itself, maybe messing around in the leaves, looking for some bugs, but they typically would not be found in underground tunnels or anything like that. Gretchen would like to know if they're endangered. Fortunately, Gretchen, they are not endangered. Currently, they are a least concerned species, but like a lot of their other animal friends, their population numbers are in decline because there are a lot of people that are out there cutting down trees that, they make their homes in. So we need to help remember to protect the forest and prevent habitat loss that way so they can always have a home to live in. Ellie would like to know, how long is her tail and is she soft? That's a great question. Let's see if we can get her out here. Come here, though. No, you want to show off your tail? Oh, we'll turn around. Let me see that tail. So that's her tail. I would say it's probably maybe about a foot long, maybe a foot and a half long. And she is soft. She's kind of a little wiry, so maybe petting like a coarse cat. Not super soft, but not super dense or coarse either. Okay, Michael would like to know what her favorite food is and if they make good pets. So I would say right now her favorite food is probably mealworms, earthworms, and egg. And she can smell them from a far distance away. And as we were showing earlier, she was able to dig in that log and help find her mealworms out. And I would say that coatis do not make good pets because you can see her just schnoodling around in this blanket, but they can actually be quite destructive because they like to burrow and find food. And they have those long nails that can rip things apart, and they're always active, so they need to stay busy. So I would say they would not make good pets. Okay. Owen and Kayla, does she bite? So I like to say that any animal can bite, but does she bite? No. Fortunately for us, she's a very sweet old lady that likes her scratches and just likes to make little tent forts and sleep most of the day. So can she bite? She could, but no, she won't bite us. She's actually pretty sweet. And in her old age, we let her do whatever she wants. So she can have all the pillow forts that she'd like and all the stuffed animals she wants. Jessica, does she have a favorite toy? That's a really good question, Jessica. I would say that her favorite toys are probably stuffed animals that have perfumes on them. I know she didn't do it for us earlier, but when she really likes a good smell, she'll actually rub the stuffed animals and then put the scent on herself. So I would say her favorite toy right now is probably a stuffed animal because then she could also take it into bed with her and take a good nap. Okay, I've got a really good question because it's her birthday. A lot of people would like to know, how long do coatis live for? So their average lifespan is 7 to 14 years, and Lois just turned 14 today, which makes her a super senior old lady, but no less absolutely wonderful. Okay, Ashley and Ayla would like to know, what are her predators? Also, Regina would like to know that. So, because she's a little lady, her natural predators in the rainforest would be large snakes, they would be jaguars, ocelots. That's probably why one of the reasons that the female coatis with their babies tend to form social groups. Those groups are actually called bands, and they can be up to 30 individuals. It's because they need to kind of look out for each other. And they communicate with chirps and squeaks, so if they see a predator, they'll make an alarm call, and then everybody else can run and hide to try and escape that predator. Natalie would like to know how many other coatis are at the zoo. This is actually our only coati right now. Natalie. Lois did have a sister named Blondie a couple of years ago, but she unfortunately passed away in her old age. So now it's just Lois, and we give her extra attention to make sure she doesn't get lonely. Ryan would like to know if they mate for life. No, they actually do not mate for life. They might choose multiple partners over the years. And then, as I said earlier, the females, once they're pregnant, will go off on their own and give birth in a tree nest or a tree cavity, and they can have up to 7 babies. Regina would like to know, how do I know when she's mad? Well, fortunately for us, I have not experienced Lois mad very often. It is kind of interesting though, we do have some toys like metal sounds, so like maybe some sort of washers. Metal on metal sounds kind of sound similar to a Coati alarm call. So we have to be careful with some of the toys that we give her or enrichment, because if we make that sound by accident, she could get really scared and run away. So I have never seen her mad, but I have seen her scared. And when she's scared, she just goes into her little nest in here and kind of hides under a blanket, which is really sweet. Okay, so we have our last 3 questions for Lois, the birthday girl Coati. Emma Rose would like to know if she has a lot of teeth. She does have a lot of teeth, but the main ones that you can see, and I know she's way in the back, but she actually has some large canines that sometimes stick out when she's eating her food, and then she could push the food back and chow it down. But I'm not exactly sure how many teeth they have, but they do have quite a few. But luckily I've never seen them because she's never mad at us. Kristen would like to know if they can dig. Yes, they can absolutely dig. Lois loves to dig looking for earthworms, so when she's outside on a nice day after a rain, she knows where those worms are, and she will do her best to dig them up and have them for breakfast. And then the last question I have is Allie, and she would like to know if I know any of her family members. I did actually work with her sister Blondie back in the day when Blondie lived here too. Other than that, I've known some of her distant cousins, raccoons, but I don't know any other of her family members besides Blondie, who used to live with us but unfortunately passed away a little bit ago. Okay, so a lot of people are asking where and how we can send artwork, and I would love to see some birthday pictures of Lois the Coati because she is 14 today. So you can send them to education@elmwoodparkzoo.org. So that's where you can send your artwork. Lois would love some birthday cards. We'll take a lot of pictures and share them with her. She loves being read some birthday cards or some stories while she cuddles up in her little blanket fort nest. So please feel free to send them to us because we'd love to share them with her. So I think that's everything for Lois the Coati. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for letting me share one of my favorite animals with you, and enjoy the rest of your week.